Hey y'all, welcome back to Adventuring with Amanda. Thank you so much for being here. It is fall, y'all, and we have lots to talk about in this video. I'm going to be going over preparing for colder weather, an issue I ran into my fridge with a solution, and carbon monoxide threats now that the weather is cooling down. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's get into it. Y'all, I've been tinkering with a lot of stuff because I've been having an issue with my Set Power fridge. Now, my Set Power fridge is the one I'm currently using, which is the green one. I just did a review on the sky blue bodega fridge, but that is up at my mom's house being used in the trailer because we don't have a fridge up there right now. So that one is being used up there. So the issue with my Set Power fridge is for the last month to 6 weeks, my fridge has been shutting off every single night. And this is regardless, or sometimes like in the morning or whatever. Either way, it shuts off every day at some point. And I have tried now plugging it into 3 different power stations. So it turns off regardless of the power source that it's plugged into. However, it does not shut off if I'm using the AC plug, but if I use the AC plug in my power station, it uses a ton more power. It just drains my power station. So my thought has been, and I still believe that I got a faulty DC plug. So this end plugs into the fridge, this end plugs into the power station. Now the issue with this is this has been coming off, which I mean is really not too big of a deal, but also the end of this is kind of wonky. And so this won't stay plugged into my power stations. Now, even if I put something up against it to try and keep it plugged in, it still turns off. So I'm speculating that this cord is faulty. Now, the good news is I still have the fridge that just kind of went wonky on me several months ago. And I really, really liked that fridge, but I think something happened because something got in the USB port on the top of the fridge. And so it started flickering and doing all these weird things. Well, that cord is essentially, the DC cord is exactly the same as the Set Power one. So I plugged that into my Set Power. It's plugged into my Vitomin, and I'm going to run it overnight to see if the Set Power fridge shuts off. If it still shuts off, even with the other fridge cord, then it's a different sort of issue. And I already looked into power saving mode and all of these things, and none of that seems to be the problem. So I swapped out the cords. We'll see if it works. And in the meantime, my old fridge is now working, and I've been keeping it in my garage because I've just refused to get rid of it because I love that fridge. And now I have it actually plugged into my garage in the wall, and it's working just fine. So I'm going to run that one overnight as well. So I have a couple of different options. If my Set Power fridge has not turned off in the morning and it's still working, I can use that cord. Or if my old fridge that I now have plugged into the wall is also running and doesn't show any signs of being broken, I can use that fridge as well. So I have a few different options, and I'm glad that I kept that fridge, and especially the cords, and I tested it because now, having the different products with the different cords is allowing me to come up with a better solution. So yay for tinkering. And we'll see what happens in the morning. Here's the other fridge I was referencing, the F40C4 TMP fridge. Like I said, it is a lot bigger, and I think what happened is this USB port ended up getting wet, and I thought I fried a fuse, but I think it just dried out in my garage. So that's the other fridge in case you needed a reminder. The weather's cooling down, and we are going to have highs in the 40s this week, so it's time to get ready for fall. So I put a couple of my beanies in here as well as my Sherpa socks. Those will be good for the mornings and at night. Not going to be like too chilly. And then down here I keep my get out gear down puffy blanket, so I have that as well. That keeps us 15 degrees warmer at night. It's incredibly cozy and effective. And I have a second one that is in my storage, so just in case. But yep, getting ready for that fall weather. I got my Hocus Pocus pillow out, y'all. I actually forgot. I was like, oh man, at my house in the garage, I have a tote of fall items, and my Hocus Pocus pillow is one of them. It says trick or treat on the other side. I probably got this pillow at Target like 5 years ago, and of course it's perfect van size. So I need that for fall. I can't even tell you like how excited I am for this weather. I'm going to be able to wear my long sleeves like during the day, and I feel like I look pretty cute in a beanie, so I'm just like stoked for beanie season. And I really love snuggling with Wynston in the van. Now in the morning, one way that I warm up, especially when it gets like super cold, when it drops like below 40 degrees at night, one way I warm up in the mornings is I take all my window shades down. That way the sun can come in, you know, and warm it up naturally. But also, when I'm using my butane stove to heat up my water for my coffee, I keep everything closed, and that butane stove gives off so much heat. But because I'm using that with the doors and whatnot closed, it's important that you have a CO2 detector. So I had this exact same one. I bought it 3 years ago when I started van life, and these are especially important if you're like running a heater in your van, using a butane stove with everything closed up, or even like since I have remote start, I can start my van while laying down and run the heat. But it's important to have a carbon monoxide alarm. So the price really went up on these. 3 years ago, this was like $10. Now they're around $18. I'm sure you're not shocked, but it's simply battery powered. You can even use this in a house. It hangs up. As soon as you put the batteries in it, the alarm will sound. It makes a super loud beep. Like, I can't imagine if it was going off in my van. It would be absolutely obnoxious, but it could save your life. So I do recommend getting one of these. What I think I'm going to do is try and put it up here in my storage. I wonder if it'll fit without... Yes, queen. It will work. Okay, great. So you want to put this as high up in your van as possible. Now I can put it in the storage because it's not completely sealed off, right? So if there's a carbon monoxide threat in my van, this will still be able to detect it. I'm just trying to decide what way. Well, anyways, I can mess with it later. But wow, that fits perfectly. Okay, solution. Also, my fridges, I ran them overnight. I ran them for 24 hours. My fridge that was broken is now working. It's running, never shut off. My set power fridge with the new cord never shut off. So I do, the experiment would tell us that it was indeed a faulty DC cord. So now I know that. So I'm excited because I'm going to continue using my set power fridge. I love the other fridge. It's a little bit taller, it's a little bit bigger, but my set power fridge, it's green. I love the lid. I love everything about it. It's really perfect size. So I'm going to continue using that. So yeah, I think tomorrow we're all set with blankets, beanies, socks. I'm going to be packing more pants and long sleeves. And I'm also going to set up my campsite to be kind of spooky because I'm going to be there for like 8 days. I can't wait to show you guys. Last week, I was supposed to have my interview with the US Sun website where my mom and I were featured a couple of weeks ago. I was supposed to have an interview last week, but the writer of the article had something that needed his immediate attention, so I actually have the interview on Thursday at 11 a.m. and we will be touching on my van life and what's happening with the renovations on my mom's trailer. Also, my mom is in Minnesota right now with my grandma, so that is just an ongoing situation. My sister comes into town later this month, so I plan on spending a few days with her. And like I said earlier, I am spending some time with my friend Justin this next week. And then just kind of waiting for Maddie to come back. This is the longest he and I have actually been separated since we started camping together a year ago, and it's been really weird. It's been really weird. So I look forward to being reunited with him. And so we're going to have a super busy, fun October. I've heard some people are already heading back to quartzsite, and wow, yeah, it's so warm out there, way too warm for me. I'm a cooler weather type of person, like high of 70, low of 45. And that's what I'm going to find when I head up to Flagstaff this week. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video all the way through. Baseball playoffs start tomorrow. Go Diamondbacks. Yay, I'm so excited. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.